The life you're living right now, the one that feels like you are constantly running on a treadmill that's set just a little too fast, where you are waking up tired and going to bed wired. There you are showing up for things that don't actually light you up, but you cannot quite figure out how to stop. That version of you, it's about to become a memory, not a painful one, not a nostalgic one, just a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. Like an old photograph you find in a drawer that makes you smile because you barely recognize that person. You are about to be seen in a way that's going to rearrange your entire understanding of who you are, what you represent, and what you are capable of becoming. And it's not going to happen because you finally found the right strategy or the perfect morning routine. It's the secret formula that everyone's been selling you. It's going to happen because something bigger than you has decided it's time. The thing about being on the verge of becoming undeniable is that it almost never feels like that's going to happen. That's what's happening. And it feels like everything is falling apart. It feels like the ground underneath you is cracking open and you are just scrambling to find something solid to hold onto while the world around you shifts into something unrecognizable. You have been feeling it lately, haven't you? Just think about it. The weird restlessness that doesn't have a name. The feeling that you are supposed to be doing something different, but you cannot quite articulate what it is. That sense that people around you, the ones who have known you have known forever, are starting to look at you differently, like they can sense something shifting in you, and they don't quite know what to do with it. And then there is the thing about that feeling. The thing nobody tells you. That's the friction of becoming. That's the sound of a life that no longer lifts you or lifts you up, fits you, scraping against your skin, trying to get you to notice that you are outgrown it. You are probably thinking about all the things you've been trying to make happen, all the little plans and carefully constructed futures you've been building in your mind. And you are probably exhausted by it. You have been pushing and pushing, trying to force doors open that just will not budge. And you are starting to wonder if maybe you are just not meant to get through. But here is the thing about doors that will not open when you push sometimes. Sometimes it's because they are designed to be pulled. Like sometimes it's because the path you are trying to force yourself down isn't actually the path you are meant to take. And the resistance you are feeling isn't a rejection. It's a redirection. So, you've been so focused on trying to get to this one particular version of success that you haven't noticed the universe is trying to show you something so much bigger, so much more aligned with who you actually are. Just think about it. You thought you were invisible. You thought you were the person in the background, the one who shows up, the one does the work, supports other people's dreams, and then quietly goes home. You thought you were okay with that, but you are not. And the reason you are not okay with it isn't because you are selfish or arrogant or hungry for attention in some shallow ways. It's because you know there is something inside you that was meant to be shared. It's because you have been carrying this thing, this gift, this perspective, this way of seeing the world that nobody else has. And you have been keeping it hidden because you are terrified of what would happen if you actually let it out. What if people don't get it? What if they think you are ridiculous? What if you put yourself out there and all that happens is rejection and embarrassment and that horrible feeling of being seen and found wanting? And here's what's actually happening right now. You are being prepared for a stage you didn't ask for. You are being polished by circumstances you don't understand. You are being shaped by experiences that feel random and chaotic, but are actually a very specific kind of training. You have been going through something that has been refining you, stripping away the parts of you that were performative, that were trying to be someone you are not, that were seeking approval for people who will never truly understand you. And it's been brutal. It's been disorienting. It's been lonely. Yeah. And you're about to find out why. Because the version of you that's about to step into the light, that version of you is not built on trying to be anything other than exactly what you are. That version of you is not performing. That version of you doesn't need to prove anything because it knows what it knows. And that knowing is so settled, so grounded, so undeniably true that other people can feel it the moment you walk into a room. There is this quality to people who have been through the fire and come out the other side. This strange magnetic pull that makes you want to be around them, even if you cannot quite figure out why. They don't have to say anything impressive. They don't have to prove how smart, intelligent, talented, or successful they are. They just have this presence, this undeniable groundedness, this sense that they have been to the edge and back, and they know exactly who they are. That's what's happening to you. That's what all of this has been for. Every disappointment, every rejection, every moment you felt like you were being passed over or overlooked, betrayed, every time you watched someone else get the thing you wanted while you were left standing there wondering why, what was wrong with you. It was all part of their preparation. It was all building something in you that cannot be faked. It was all teaching you, hard way, but teaching you the difference between wanting to be seen and being willing to be fully known, flaws and all. And that difference is everything. Think about the people you've admired, who felt truly magnetic, truly powerful, truly like themselves. They were not the ones who had the perfect resume or the most polished presentation. They were the ones who had been through something. They were the ones who had been broken open by life and had chosen to put themselves back together in a way that was honest. They were the ones who had stopped trying to be impressive and had just started being real. And there is something about realness that is absolutely irresistible. There is something about someone who has faced their own darkness and come out the other side with their heart still intact, that makes you want to follow them anywhere. That's you. That's you. Here's what's happening, what's about to happen. You're about to step into a kind of recognition that you never expected. Not because you finally figured out the algorithm or got the right connection or said the right things at the right time, but because you have become undeniable, because the thing that's been growing inside you, the thing that you have been protecting and nurturing and secretly hoping for, is about to burst through the surface and show itself to the world. And it's going to happen in a way that feels almost like magic. Like you are just standing there being yourself, doing the thing you were always meant to do. And suddenly the world is paying attention. Suddenly the right people are seeing you. Suddenly the Suddenly the opportunities you're begging for are flooding in from every direction. You're going to notice that people start treating you differently. It will be subtle at first, just a slight shift in the way they look at you, a little more respect, a little more curiosity, a little more willingness to listen. And then it will get bigger and bigger. People will start coming to you for advice. People will start wanting to be associated with you. People will start talking about you in rooms you're not even in. And it's going to feel strange at first, strange, because you haven't changed. You are still the same person you were last month. But something has shifted in the world's perception of you. And once that shift happens, it's almost impossible to reverse. You are going to be in a situation you never imagined for yourself. Yeah. You're going to walk into rooms where you used to think you didn't belong, and you are going to realize that you do belong there, that you were always supposed to be there. And the only thing keeping you out was your own belief that you were not good enough. And the people in those rooms are going to see something in you that you have been trying to see in yourself for years. They are going to recognize your potential. They are going to want to invest in you. Not only money, but time. You are going to ask what you need, and they are going to give it to you. But here's the part nobody tells you about becoming undeniable. It's not just the good stuff. It's always the moment when you realize that some of the people you have known forever cannot come with you. They cannot. It's the moment when you look around at your circle and you realize that some of them are feeling threatened by your growth. Not because they don't love you, but because your success is reflecting back their own fears about what they haven't done. And that's painful. That's really, really painful. You are going to feel guilty sometimes. You are going to feel like you are leaving people behind. You are going to wonder if it's worth it. You're going to help them, but the truth is you cannot help. You cannot contain yourself anymore. The life you are stepping into requires a different version of you. Not a better version, just a different one. A version that's more protective of its energy. A version that's more careful about what it shares and who it shares it with. A version that knows that not everybody needs to know everything about you. That not every thought needs to be vocalized. That not every win needs to be announced. You are going to learn the difference between being transparent and being too available. And that's not going to be hard because your instinct, your beautiful, gorgeous, generous instinct is to share everything with everyone. But that instinct is also what's been holding you back in some ways, because not everyone who hears your dreams has the capacity to hold them carefully. Some people will hear your version, your vision, and it will make them uncomfortable. Some people will hear your vision and they will try to talk you out of it. Some people will hear your vision and they will try to claim it as their own. Yeah, that kind of people. You are going to need to become more selective, not because you are cold or calculating or arrogant, but because the thing that's growing inside you is precious and fragile, and it needs to be protected until it's strong enough to stand on its own. And protecting it means being quiet about it sometimes. It means letting your work speak for itself. It means not needing to explain yourself to everyone you meet. It means trusting that the people who are meant to be in your life will show up when they are supposed to. And the people who are not will fall away naturally. And here is the really beautiful part. The moment you stop trying to force yourself into spaces that are not meant for you, the moment you stop begging for recognition from people who cannot see you, the moment you just start being fully yourself without apology, everything changes. The right opportunities start appearing. The right people start reaching out. The right doors start opening. And it feels like magic, but it's not magic, it's alignment. It's the universe finally being able to give you what you have been asking for, because you are finally in a position to receive it. Receiving position, when I say, without sabotaging yourself. You're about to be seen. Not because you are trying to be seen, but because you are finally willing to be seen. And those are two completely different things. I think you know that already. Trying to be seen is exhausting. It's a constant performance, a constant calculation, a constant scanning of the room you see if anyone's looking. But being willing to be seen means you just show up as yourself and you let people look if they want to. It means you have done the internal work. You've faced your own shadows. You've made peace with your own flaws. And you have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. And when you have nothing to hide, you become magnetic. You become compelling. You become impossible to ignore. This is what your life is about to become. Not a life where you are performing for an audience, but a life where you are living so fully, so authentically, so courageously. I don't know whether the word exists, courageously, that an audience gathers naturally. Not because you are trying to be famous, but because you have become famous for being yourself. And the thing about that kind of fame is that it doesn't fade. It doesn't depend on algorithms or trends or the other things of the public. It depends on something so solid, so real, so unshakable that nothing can take it away from you. It depends on you being exactly who you were always meant to be. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for the shift. Prepare yourself for the moment when you realize that the life you have been dreaming about isn't something you have to chase anymore. Prepare yourself for the moment when you look back at this time in your life and you understand that every single thing that happened, even the painful things, especially the painful things, was leading you to exactly where you are right now. Prepare yourself for recognition that you were never invisible. You were just being stored. You were just being prepared. You were just being refined until you were ready for the weight of what was coming. And you are ready. You have always been ready, actually. Yeah. And you just didn't know it yet.